The 37th presidential election was held on November 8, 1932. This election consisted of 8 parties. These parties were the Democratic, Republican, Socialist, Communist, Prohibition, Liberty, Socialist Labor, and former Labor parties. The Democratic Party chose New York Governor Franklin D. Roosevelt as their presidential nominee, and Speaker of the House John Nance Garner as their vice presidential nominee. The Republican Party chose President Herbert Hoover as their presidential nominee, and Vice President Charles Curtis as their vice presidential nominee. As the Great Depression had been underway, Roosevelt became a very popular figure. He was seen as the next reform president. In his victory speech for the Democratic nomination, he said, quote, "Ours must be a party of liberal thought, of planned action, of the enlightened internal outlook, and of the greatest good to the greatest number of our citizens." His campaign song, called "Happy Days Are Here," even became popular. Both candidates spend less money on their campaigns, but 20% of their campaign expenses went to radio ads. Many progressive Republicans switched to the Democratic Party during this election. Roosevelt was also Protestant, which prevented him from getting backlash from anti-Catholics. The Great Depression was the biggest concern and made Hoover very unpopular. Prohibition was also very unpopular. While Republicans wanted to keep alcohol illegal, Democrats thought it was best to legalize it and thought the government needed the tax revenue off of alcohol to fight the Depression. Hoover was even unpopular among his own party, with popular Republicans in Congress endorsing Roosevelt. Roosevelt was popular due to his social programs, which he implemented as governor in New York. Franklin D. Roosevelt ended up winning the election. He won 57.41% of the popular vote and 88.89% of the electoral vote. This was the best electoral vote performance since 1864. This election was polarizing due to the Great Depression, Prohibition, and the introduction of social programs that would have expanded the size of the government to its biggest yet.